Hey guys, welcome to yet another Battleblood commentary. So this time we're going to be heading into 3v3 and we have a little bit of a change in our lineup here. We're actually having Ronin on Galen Lionheart as a test life player to see how he'll fare when Cass is not playing life. And we'll have Fallon on Storm as always and me on Ice. And as you can see, we have first turn here against three players. Now these three players will show up in a future video, and we'll call it the rematch. But I won't spoil who wins here. But both matches are pretty epic and whatnot. This one we're still trying. I mean, we're still at this point of the recording the video. We're still at a stage where we're trying to figure things out with how to counter blade stacking and whatnot. And as I mentioned earlier, this is also when Ronin's trying to test out his life gameplay. So we'll see how that fares in this game. This is also back in March, and I'm just watching it today. Today is April 19th. So I'll probably have this published tonight or on the 20th. So it's been a while since I've seen this match, so I don't remember all the details. I don't remember every play-by-play. But right here, we're just doing a standard basic play, putting as many shields as we can on top of Galen, again protecting our life player, and then making sure that. And I placed the stun shield on Fallon, making sure we're not being surprised here and whatnot, and constantly asking, does everyone have their convictions ready? And if not, we'll try to give you an extra round with a stun block of any sort. So meanwhile, we already see, okay, they already put a lot of blades on the last player. So it's another blade stacking team, this time in a 3v3. And I'm trying to search for my Earthquake. I've already empowered, getting ready to smack them down, but no, not able. So we're going to try to buy myself some time. Ice Bubble is up as well, as you can see. Plus, I believe it's 2 ices, if I'm not mistaken, in front of her. So, going to be huge. Actually, there might be a myth in the middle there. Forgot what Ethan was exactly. But it's 3,700 with 3,500 or 3,600 and another 3,500. So just based on seeing that, I would assume it's all Ice Wizards with some variation of arena gear, or there might be a one life player in there somewhere. I forget who. But they're also protecting the last player because she is the main hitter. Meanwhile, Fallon is going to throw out the Earthquake, get rid of those blades for us. So they've lost some 45. That could be the amulet, that could be a treasure, whatever it is. Glad it's gone, and I'm going to go ahead and just attack at this point to push in some damage into them. So I believe that they're all ice at this point, because normally I wouldn't attack with a DOT like that. I would try to maybe play a stun, especially after Fallon had played that Earthquake. So, anyways, played the Snow Angel, try to put some damage into these players, take advantage of the Ice Bubble. Meanwhile, you can see that their strategy was to have basically the first 2 hit with an ice attack, Snow Angel, which does about 100 initial damage, so that'll take out any shield. That shield will only reduce 100 of the total damage. Another Snow Angel to take out any other double shields, any other existing ice shield after that first Snow Angel. So another like 600 in ticks added on to each of us here. And I believe she's going to toss out maybe a Frost Giant for a burst damage to stun us, or maybe another Snow Angel. Huge blast. So it is the Frost Giant for the burst damage, and they were actually relying on those 2 Snow Angels to break any shields that may protect us. So those blades would kind of charge them into an easy, quick win. So this is the basics, and this is the basic performance of a not a chain team, but a blade stacking team in its entirety. So you can see they're already losing some health due to my Snow Angel, but we have three. Actually, let's see. None of us are stunned, so we're not being surprised here. So thankfully, those convictions have helped out. But we do have two Snow Angel ticks. We need to find a way to mess up the rest of these ice players. So I'm gonna go ahead and affect their heals as soon as possible. Um, they are low on pips, no shields. So they're relying entirely on sprightly pets, I believe, and their resists and high health to keep them in this game. We're going to go ahead and take advantage of their lack of heals and whatnot, their lack of a healer to keep them all up. So here we go, just spamming Blizzard again, so putting as much damage as possible. Now they're not relying on Blaze. They've already got two ice ticks, knowing that, hey, if we try to shield and whatnot, they're just going to try to break them off with the shield, allow the Snow Angel to do full damage, or if we shield against the ticks, allow the Blizzard to, allow a full-fledged Blizzard slamming into us, as you can see. So they're doing gargantuan spamming of these spells and whatnot. And yeah, it's gonna affect Fallon pretty heavily, but her sprightly is coming out, so that'll offset a few of those ticks. She has two sprightlies, luckily, and one of rebirth from Galen, but now he has to be ready to set up another one. Meanwhile, noticing that none of them have any shields up, we need to be able to build Fallon's pips up. I can stop these guys, take advantage of the ice bubble again to prevent the middle guy from using his blade with that blizzard right there. So meanwhile, I think that was a little miscommunication going on. I did want Galen to hold on to his pips, because that guy is far from, the middle one is far from healing using a satyr, or, I mean, even if he pixies, at least he won't be hitting us, and the other two ices will be playing some kind of rank 0 to build up their pips. So a little slip up here from Galen. And again, you know, Ronan's not comfortable playing as a life player. He's definitely more of an aggressive, supportive type. So that dispel play was really offensive, and I think we needed to hold on to that power pip to be able to heal next round, whatever these guys are going to do next. So meanwhile, do Frost Giant and stop them. Stop the middle one from, or stop the first one from putting even more blades on the second, and stopping the second from playing a huge blizzard of some sort. Or they could just stack all their blades on the middle player again, noticing that we don't have enough pips ready to stop those blades just yet. And again, this is still before the times where we've really considered Disarm and Steel Charms as staple cards in our deck. So those sprightlies are going to keep them up for sure against my against my Snow Angel. And we still have two ticks, but this should be the last round if I've counted right. Well, I know I have to. I mean, they could throw out another Frost Giant, so we have to get our convictions up. Don't let them stun us. They can do all the damage that they want. And I'm wondering, should I empower? No, I need to blind these guys, make sure they cannot combo with a Blizzard and Bladed Frost Giant combo. Because that is definitely a lot of damage that would be sent over to Fallon. So we're going to try to block any lucky critical attempts and any stun attempts, basically. And Fallon has that stun shield still up, so keeping her in the loop. Meanwhile, I'm going to use my pip, try to blind them with a smoke screen, not letting them combo. I think he might have blizzarded or bladed the second one. Second one going to hit, yeah, so a blade. So this at least reduced some damage with the smoke screen up there. They weren't able to toss in a blizzard after that huge Frost Giant. I mean, just one blade. So it must be like gargantuan or something, and this must be like a 45% bubble of some sort. With that 40% blade, I mean, if the first one had bladed the second one, that might have even taken Galen out. So he was just on the edge right there, about just 17 hit points left from death. So now he's going to rebirth. So that smoke screen definitely saved us from a huge hit right there. Triple ice versus a mixed team like us, Life, Storm, and Ice. So we lost we lost Fallon's pips. Let's see. And now there's trying to, assuming that I would have played a sprite of some sort, or that he wouldn't play a heal, that they'll try to kick him down or whatnot. Maybe if he shielded. And here we go, even more blades being put on. So we're facing maybe a triple blizzard, maybe a snow angel, double blizzard. So I need to build up my pips, get ready to heal. Ronin's low on pips right now himself. Fallon is around half health. I'm going to try to protect them as much as possible. I'm going to try to build up my pips so I'm ready to heal or be able to earthquake very soon. And at least that triggered a sprightly for Fallon. So these guys haven't healed at all, but Sprightly's been keeping them up very well. They're protecting the last person. They do not want her to go down because she does have the most blades. Again, the whole strategy of putting all your eggs in one basket, as explored in previous matches. And here I am going to have to put in another Empower, get ready to hit, and Fallon's going to try to stop her from a huge hit. As you can see. So just in case the first two decide to hit and whatnot, we're going to make sure that that I'm ready to heal us right away. If she doesn't hit, still has pips, I'll be ready to earthquake next. And at least Galen will be able to build up his pips. Meanwhile, here comes a Frost Giant. Galen is protected from that. And that does go through through Galen's conviction, unfortunately, so he will be stopped for this round. So is Fallon, so I'm the only one that's left that's able to move at this point. So a few more, area attacks, love to trigger up the Sprightlies, especially damage over time area of effects. Well, it's going to blade up even further. She was, let me see what she was trying to do. Couldn't see what she was doing. Yeah, she was aiming to hit, trying to knock us out right there. But Galen and Fallon are both stunned. He could blizzard and whatnot. He could throw a Frost Giant just like before, and there might be a blade that's coming out. So I need to protect my allies, bring their health back up once again, and protect them with some absorbs. I could earthquake, but we don't know if the first one will put blaze on top of the second one, boosting its damage even further, and we already saw what that first Frost Giant had done. So, yeah, he did put up another blade. Let's see if the second guy attacks as well. He is going to attack with another Frost Giant. So they're going for huge burst damage at this point, just trying to pummel in and slam in as much as possible. So the absorb is going to help a little bit, but still, still significant damage that's coming out right there. And she ends up passing. She still has her blades. For sure, Ronin's gonna have. I'm gonna have to empower again. I have another rebirth in hand. We need to be able to out heal them while they're using up all their cards for hitting and whatnot. And I am feeling pretty good about this game because, again, they are playing their cards as fast as they can, so that leaves them to reshuffle faster than us. Meanwhile, the first guy is going to pass, not able to play a card, probably has a lot of damage cards, maybe a Frost Giant and Snow Angels all over in his hand, and they're just going to build up pips and try to out-hit us. Meanwhile, they don't have any Storm Shields, except the last one has a Tower Shield. So Fallon's going to try to get rid of that. Storm Elf, really good use because if, DOTs are just excellent shield breakers and shield preventers in a way. For example, if those two guys if one of them placed a Storm Shield or a ward that consisted of a Storm Shield, like, I guess they didn't do it here, but had they done that, that Storm Elf would have taken it away for her too. So now she's open for a Storm Lord herself. All of them are open to a full-fledged Storm Lord, and I'm going to go ahead and try to dispel the last one once again, just in case she decides to hit with a Frost Giant, some sort, trying to do burst damage. The first two can play like a Snow Angel Blizzard combo or a double Blizzard combo to break any shields, to do extra damage to us, and leave her open for hitting us. While we're just going to hit back and hope that they're not going to they're going to rely on hitting to win and not necessarily healing. But contrary to that theory, Spritelys are helping them a lot. So here we go, another dispel, hoping to take out her pips. Here's some going to be healing because they're expecting her to go down, knowing that a Storm Elf was played, so she is going to lose shields. She is going to be hit hard. They're trying to heal her, so I believe they are going to have her hit this round if they're just throwing her a Sprite, keep her alive. But no, I think she is blading, so yeah. Trying to stack as many blades as possible. Now the second one's giving the first one blades, so this is now I'm trying to decide, okay, maybe I need to find some power, and Galen needs some power. Build up his pips, basically. He does have a death shield, so he'll take advantage of that. Empower, now he will be able to Earthquake if needed, or do a double rebirth if necessary. So here we go, gonna smoke screen, try to disturb any combo that they attempt. He is gonna aim for an area attack. Middle one's gonna blade up, so for a stronger Blizzard. Let's see what the last one does. She is aiming for an area attack, gets it off. Frost Giant, my bad. Bladed with the bubble. Luckily, Galen is protected by a double shield, but we're not so sure about Fallon's health. Only protected by one absorb. No shields. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, that did hurt actually. Meanwhile, more Spritelys for them. They're getting a big flux of Spritelly for their team, so they're not relying on heals from cards. They're actually, they've got their pets up. Now, we're expecting that the first one with the most pips may toss over like a Satyr to ensure that Victoria does not go down, knowing that I have enough pips for a Blizzard, and Galen has enough pips for a Forest Lord with a blade on top of himself. But that, if they all strike after we hit, they will take Fallon down. They may take Galen down as well. So they probably know that we are going to heal, and meanwhile Fallon's going to try to disturb any combo that's coming in. They do have a big hit, and they can attempt like a triple Blizzard attempt, or they can attempt for a triple Blizzard. Meanwhile, even more blades that they're trying to place on us. The first one's probably trying to heal their last player. She's gonna blade up. Let's see, not knowing who to weakness, knowing that I do have to play this. My conviction will be going down soon, and I need another pip. But Fallon's gonna go ahead and use any pips that she has to affect them. So even more smoke to disturb any kind of like triple hit combo, and a plague to weaken us further. And because I believe the first one may toss out like a Snow Angel, the second one may toss out a Frost Giant for burst damage, we're going to try to weaken him the most. And here we go. So there's just continually blading from this point on. And I have an Earthquake in hand. I know we need Fallon to build up our pips before I play that Earthquake so we can actually stun them next round for a surprise attack. Galen has enough for a rebirth next round if he holds onto his pips, so we're going to try to protect them as much as possible. And I'm going to try to prevent the first one from blowing a Snow Angel out to break those shields and whatnot. So let's see what he does. That he most likely will blade, or he was going to kick that off. So, and then here we go, some trash talking from Mitchell, unfortunately. And Diana coming into the defense saying, "Oh, come on." I think they deserve the right to do what they do. So here we go. 2 Earthquakes in hand, 1 rebirth. Let's see what's going on. Gonna try to protect Fallon here. Looking at their blades, I know the first one we'll have to work at getting those off. So meanwhile, we're just gonna spam them with debuffs, hoping to disrupt again an attempted combo, and they do have the pits for it. Let's see, I do have an Earthquake, but I need to be able to heal soon. So I know I need that Earthquake. Fallon does have enough pips to hit, so let's go ahead and do that. Prevent their damage, basically. And I get that off, so all those blades are coming down. They're only going to rely on their bubble and gargantuans if they have any. So yeah, those treasures are down. Those regular elementals, then those treasures are down, or that treasure, the stun shield are down. Sprightly goes off for Fallon, so good thing, she needed that. Let's see. Even more blades, so he was trying to get like a triple stacked blade on top of the middle one, but no, he is going to he's going to try to break shields, and let's see what the last one does. She did have some amount of blades, but she did have a smoke screen on top, so let's see if she chanced at it. We did remove the smoke screen with the Earthquake, but I don't know if they foresaw that or not. So I'm just checking out what in the world does he have? Does he have any heals? Nope. Typical blade stacking gear with the ice amulet there, so he's not going to support his allies even though he has the most pips. She's going to try to stay alive. So we're hoping, hey, does Galen have an attack of some sort? Let's try to knock them down as soon as possible. And I think we're going to have Galen attack. At this point, I would say go ahead and attack. We need to take some of them down as best as possible. Fallon not being able to find an attack, I believe. And Ronan going to go ahead and invest his pips in keeping us alive, keeping Fallon up and stacking the absorbs. Meanwhile, this trigger even more sprightlies for these guys, so they're not relying on any kind of heals, as I said, other than sprightlies. So kind of chancing against Lady Luck here a little bit. Fallon's going to go ahead and shield me for the empower, protect my absorb, but I end up taking it out anyway. Meanwhile, they are going to put up, yeah, he was going to put up Conviction, so he's ready for any surprises. I think they'll send blades to the first person. Yes, they will, so he won't be stopped. He has the most pips. He can attack. The other two, if they're stunned and whatnot, that's okay for them. So, really interesting play. I actually kind of like it, even though it does, they are playing a, a despised strategy. So meanwhile, Galen's going to go ahead and use a... He had one of the old Wild Bolts, but that was changed to do just, 10, 100, or 1,000. So his life had some residual treasure cards. Going to go ahead and use that to break the tower shield. We're going to try to get a huge hit in from Fallon. She can hit about twice at this point. And basically strike into them. Only a few hundred, like around 1,000 damage or so. Put those stun shields back on. They're not able to move. We really wanted to stop person within the conviction bubble, so gonna go ahead and play an extra stun out there. My Frost Giant also dealing some damage all around, taking advantage of the ice bubble right there. So now they're in a critical state where they need to rely on heal next turn. We're all low on pips, so Fallon has some pips, and we know we need to take them out, but we know the first guy doesn't have Rebirth to save both of his allies, so if in any way Fallon can go ahead and strike once again, I mean, those players are going to heal. We're hoping that Galen has some kind of entangle for one of the ices that have around 4 slots of pips. We're hoping at this point for a critical of some sort from Fallon to maybe knock out those guys and prevent them from healing. But if they do hit, at least Galen does have them covered with that plague. So here comes the Tempest. No critical, so good try there. Would have knocked those 2 out for sure. And I'm going to try to build up pips again and try to strike them as soon as possible. I know they are going to end up using a satyr on each other or some sort of strategy to keep themselves alive, taking advantage of that mass resist and mass health, but relying a lot on those blades. So let's see what kind of heals they do keep in their hands, if any. I mean, we can only imagine what they're discarding to pull out treasure blades and whatnot. Maybe extra regular blades? Who knows? So here may be a... so that one must be healing herself, I believe. He's going to go ahead and hit us. Not sure why he didn't satyr. So the last one may be attacking too to break shields with the second wizard, or she may be healing herself, and they wanted to make sure that she did get that off. So unfortunately, had it gone another way, we'd have played an entangle on the first one, maybe an infection on the last one. But since we didn't have that, there was no point. They were going to heal anyways. Might have played an infection on the last one, but there's a chance for Sprightly to trigger if a heal is played, so we didn't want to risk throwing that card out as well. Sprightly is going to keep us up against their ticks. Sprightly's going to go off in her. As you can see, putting infection on the last player would have been smart, but because of the pets and that chance of that removing it, there's no point. She is going to blade even further, so he was just healing her for that blade right there. Very, very interesting. I would have to say almost kind of lucky that we didn't play an entangle on him, because she would have lost her health, and then he would have to satyr her next round or so. Maybe a spam entangle on top of him so he can't do that. And she wouldn't be able to live and keep those pips and those stun shields. So meanwhile, Galen's going to get ready. Those ices do have intimidating amount of pips and blades on the first one, as you can see. So we need to get ready to heal soon on the first and the last one. She does have a plague, but still, I mean, she is supported by the first one. Meanwhile, more shields are being popped up in case he does do a burst damage kind of attack to knock us out. I mean, he only has enough for a Frost Giant. And I'm going to, in case I put up a 45 bubble, I'm going to try to reduce that to a 35. So Mitchell's not exactly sure what's going on. But you never know, how far will these ice players go to putting up bubbles and whatnot. So here we go, going to try to affect them in case they heal. Fallon needs to build up pips for sure to hit, and so do I. Galen is trying to hold on to pips so he can rebirth, but unfortunately not able to play a card that Snow Angel will be able to take away his shield. So just basically our plans being in the wrong spot at the wrong time and not going how we predicted. So not necessarily bad plays. I mean, had they gone the way we expected it to, it definitely would have been a good play. So meanwhile, he is going to try to hit. He does get through the smoke screen, unfortunately. So, and now Mitchell is still trash talking which is kind of funny, um, considering that, well, we're only using treasures to counter treasures. So, yeah, people do trash talk you and, call you a heal noob, um, a stun noob, or, dispel noob, treasure noob. I don't know. What other there's a list on Central actually of all the different types of noobs you can be, which is kind of funny because we might as well just call ourselves all wizard noobs because we are doing basically what the game has provided us. Now the only thing that I don't condone, I mean I condone every style of play and whatnot. It's just that blade stacking is way overdone and there are counters to it, as future videos will show. But it is notoriously the easiest to play. So meanwhile, we need to stash and damage as much as possible. Galen's gonna have to be able to heal, but he's not able at this point. I'm not sure what he uses Pip on exactly. Forgot what it was, but we are gonna see 2 incoming blizzards, I believe, if they're playing the way that we're expecting them to. So huge frost angel or snow angel tick from the first one, from the first attack. So meanwhile, we're just gonna try to build up his pips even further and defend him. Fallon's gonna take a mean hit, and we actually had Fallon play the conviction bubble because if she does die, the next round she'll have that conviction bubble still. It'll basically when you're defeated, it freezes you in time. So if you die under Beguile, most likely, it depends on the treasure cards that's used, or if it's a regular spell. If you die under some kind of modified state, be it stunned or actually not stunned. Can't die in a stunned state necessarily. But let's say that you're under conviction or you're under Beguile, and if you die, you're basically kind of frozen in time. You're stuck in that position, so you're gonna stay convicted, as Fallon is right here. She dies, she's gonna have that bubble still. Or if you're Beguiled, you'll still be on the other person's team. So we're looking for a huge hit from me if possible. I'm trying to hold on to my pips in case we do need to do another heal, because they do have 2 blades right there. Not sure if I hit, if Fallon misses and I'm the only one hitting, then and if I fizzle or she fizzles, then we're really in danger. So I had to hold on to my pips there for a little bit longer. I'm out of empowers at this point. Which I mean I changed up my deck after this match entirely, knowing that okay, in order to keep up the blade stackers, I have to be able to build pips in the long run and put as many as possible. So even more Sprightly's keeping these guys up. I mean, they're not even relying on heals. So now about 50 or 40, yeah, about 45, 50 minutes have passed, and I'm ready to type things in public. It's like whatever, it's done and dealt with. They know what schools we are. They know how we play a little bit. It's TBC. If you've seen the explanation about our team, we basically change around a lot. We're evolving all the time, and as I mentioned before, I put a lot more in powers in my deck because of cases like these. So that ties into the whole deck evolving thing, just knowing, okay, what do we need to change at this point? And he's going to beef up even more damage, as you can see. So I have an Earthquake that's ready. Galen is low on pips though. I may need to save just for a rebirth. And Fallon's gonna go ahead and cleanse or disarm the middle one, knowing that a blade was just last put up. And Galen's gonna go ahead and try to plague to weaken. Need more Sprightly sparked up for us, so that's okay. Try to keep us against these Snow Angel ticks. here you go. There's this arm. This is the very beginning when we started considering, hey, we could start using this arm. You know, Storm has it. It's just 1 pip just to save your team from an extra 40% of damage. If you think about it, 40% of 1,000 damage, it's about 40%. It's about 400. Actually, yeah, 40% of 1,000. Actually, I probably got that wrong. I'm not even thinking at this point, just watching the match entirely. But it'll be about still thinking about the match right here, trying to find out. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go back to commentating. No math here for now, but yeah, we did take a huge hit from that, and another Snow Angel, so that's gonna be further pressed in. And then my decision, let's see, at this point is okay. Let's let the tick mess with Galen a bit. Let him die to that tick, because then it'll get rid of it. But the Spruddy comes in and unnecessarily saves him, so kind of a double-edged sword right there. It might keep him in the game, it might not, but I want it to save up as pips as possible. So let's see, I think if I was thinking correctly in this play, I would have sprited myself to ensure that I'm staying up and I still have 7 pips. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go for that. Galen may have a chance to live. If he does, he does. So he ends up playing Unicorn anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and save my pips and whatnot. Let them combo with Blizzard and just, you know, use up their pips to knock Galen down and whatnot. So gonna go ahead and keep myself alive. And yeah, 40% of 1,000 is 400. So I did have it right first time. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was thinking, I'm used to thinking about single-digit percentages, so like 4%. That would have been 40. So, anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and let them hit hard, and I'm just gonna hold on to my pips basically, and be ready to rebirth next round just for a surprise. So again, if Galen does die, at least he'll have that convicted state, preventing him from being stunned after I revive him. So I'm gonna go ahead and beef myself up, knowing that these guys have the ice bubble up, or at least my ice bubble up, and we'll be able to do some extra damage to them. Meanwhile, they are gonna attack, and you know, at least they'll get rid of the tick off of Galen. They do get rid of Michelle's blade, or Fallon's blade. Call her Michelle interchangeably. So I think a lot of people are used to that by now. So, and I think she's okay with it. Haven't heard her complain. So, all right. So he is gonna end up dying at this point, and I need to go ahead and just play my cards right. Know that they are gonna strike down and whatnot. Probably aim for me. Maybe just entangle me as well. But telling him, you know what, if you do survive this tick miraculously, and he does, go ahead and heal Fallon. Assuming that they do not strike me with an AoE, because, well, Galen might have died to that, but meanwhile he is going to weaken me. And here's the AoE anyways, so I guess they were relying on an extra sprightly to keep Galen in. But it's okay, he's used up his pip. I've got protection against that Frost Giant. Huge, by the way. 600 even through a tower shield, even with my resistance. So, he's used up his pips. And they're ready for like Blizzard combos if necessary, if needed. So he was hoping to stun the other two, but nope. He only got me. So now I'm susceptible to a stun myself, and I'm wondering, okay, you know what? I am running out of cards. I need to find my Reshuffle soon. If I heal them, they can spam Blizzard, try to knock my teammates out. But you know what? Maybe they won't expect it. And here we go. Gonna bring them back. Even more blades, so they're getting ready for like an AoE in case I do an area heal. But yeah, unfortunately, this is PvP at its previous finest. Now that we have the amulet, I think a lot of players are, and with Winter Test coming up, that a lot of playstyles will be shifted to the way that TPC or Perfect Catch is playing. That you're using different schools to counter basically all these somewhat overpowered treasure blades and whatnot. I mean, they still have not fixed or given any other class some gear to balance out the advantage that Ice has now. As I mentioned before, Ice has the gear that we have is able to overtake, and it's basically stronger than arena gear, and we don't even have to work for it with arena tickets. We can just use gold to buy it. So, plus we're given an amulet blade, which no other class has, and we're given a damage over time with a ridiculous ratio of initial hit to residual damage. It's about 1 to 6, so that initial 1 will be shielded, but the other 6 will be able to plow through. No pun intended. So, major advantage for Ice players nowadays. I wonder if Grey Rose has been baking Ambrose's favorite cakes lately, or of some sort. But yeah, we Ice players now have a major advantage in all sorts of realms. So meanwhile, knowing that, okay, I need someone to reshuffle soon, or I just need me to heal and hope that these guys reshuffle themselves soon, thereby throwing their pips away, that we'll be able to pull out an advantage at this point. So we are about an hour and 11 minutes into the game in the game's time. So we are going to expect some reshuffling going on soon, Conviction being played to prevent maybe an Earthquake stun combo, Blizzard to break any, using Blizzard to break any ice shields that may be on top of us. So now they're shifting the attacker to the first position, letting the second to break the shields, or just actually shifting one player, having Victoria be the initial hit, then Mitchell and Ethan following up with like Snow Angels or some sort to break any shields that we may place. So we're going to try to protect Galen as best as possible, toss him any heals. So here we go, Fallon playing her area heal, keeping all of us up as best as possible, and basically out heal these guys. Well, as they're hitting and hitting and hitting, Life Dispel does come up, so we are a little bit stopped here, and I think Galen may be stunned if he doesn't have that conviction. He doesn't have that conviction, so he will be stunned, and he's Life Dispelled, so not looking good at this point for PC. My conviction protects me, so I'm not susceptible to surprises, but, you know, yeah, Mitchell basically putting in the disable, so really nice play by the second team there, actually. Being able to come out from second turn and place that combo on top of us and stop us and whatnot. So that stopped the heal, that definitely stopped Galen from removing it. I know I'm in a critical position right now, no more treasures. I can toss him a heal, but you know what? I need to hold him to my pips to attack or bring my allies back. I do have that extra rebirth still. Not sure I want to use any pips. Galen's gonna just try to chance at a rebirth. Supposedly, if I don't know, some mistake happens, and here we go. Another Frost Giant. That's gonna be huge. He's not gonna be able to remove that in time, and we are gonna foresee some Blizzard combos in the future. Not sure where all my cleanses went. Probably discarded. So yeah, definitely need that reshuffle. But here we go, Sprightly breaking that off. So good thing. Not sure if they foresaw that or not, but that's what happens when you. I mean, that's most likely what will happen when you AoE, and you expect the sprightly to be placed. So meanwhile, we're going to try to prevent Mitchell from blading up and whatnot. We're going to allow Fallon to place that unbalance up, and we were actually hoping to prevent, and I think there was a little miscommunication going on here too, because what I would have done is had Fallon wait one more turn, let him hold on to like a bunch of pips or so, and then have him reshuffle. But we know that they're at the end of their at the end of the line of their decks right now, so now we're starting to find our actual dispels and whatnot, and I know we can use some extra heals. Maybe I need conviction because I am susceptible to stuns myself. Fallon's susceptible to stuns. We don't know what they're going to play next. And, let's see. Not sure what Galen was doing at that point. I think there was, I'm not really sure why we grouped up at this point. It's kind of silly, but I think we needed some actual communication now and just typing and whatnot. So, thinking, okay, I need a cleanse so I can go ahead and hit. We need to start building some momentum. These other players have a bunch of pips. They're ready to strike with some kind of combo, and we need to stop them basically in any way possible, shape or form. So here we go. He's gonna try to, let's see, remove that, possibly doing a shuffle soon. So I have an entangle. Not looking forward to any other heals. Fallon's gonna try to break any storm shields off of him, leave him open for damage. You know what I'm thinking? You know what? We can stun the next round or so. I'm gonna go ahead and use my pips as much as possible before we get a reshuffle going on, and just gonna go ahead and break those shields off. Try to give Fallon some extra life if possible, in case they throw out some kind of Snow Angel combo. So here we go. He is going to reshuffle at this point. So he's got all his cards back, all of his blades, shields, convictions, heals, bubbles, what have you, for that team. So yeah, definitely should have had her wait one more turn just to mess with him a bit, mess up his pips, and force him to wait a few more turns just to reshuffle. And looks like his teammates will end up having to do the same very soon, unless they can like reshuffle each other, and or unless Mitchell reshuffles for them. So knowing that he's done his bit, we know we need to get ourselves back up. And I'm trying to find out, okay, who needs it more, who's been using the most cards and whatnot. And yeah, definitely I need to get my empowers back and be ready to just to act. And get my cleanses back too, in case we find any patterns of play. Well, he's going to shield himself up against me. The other two are not doing anything. They're trying to build up their pits, perhaps to reshuffle soon. They do have a lot of health. They're holding on to heal cards, most likely. Fallon needs a reshuffle too. I'm guessing Galen needs to as well. And when Mitchell said Vic use it on you, we're expecting maybe she's reshuffling. So we're going to do a reshuffle royale, a full house reshuffle. So everyone's back to square one in a way. So we have all our shields back. We have we have some of those discarded treasures. I'm gonna go ahead and just build up my pips slowly. I'm not sure if I'm in power just yet, but it's okay. I need to hold on to my power pips. He still has that ice spell on top of him, but she went ahead and threw away her pips for him, so he could reshuffle her next turn, I believe. I mean, he's going to hold on to his pips, and we're going to see what's going on here. I think they were discussing, okay, they could play some more imbalances on top of us, so we need to be really, really tricky about this. gonna go ahead and start blade stacking me and start changing up our style of play. You know, if they're relying on just massive hits, then I need to be the main hitter as well, and take and basically break through their shields, especially when they have all their storm shields being stacked up too. So I assume some weaknesses will be sent towards me. I need to send a snow angel right into them as soon as possible, but I need to hold on to my heals as well. What I would do nowadays is remove my sprites, because I am going in the last position, and therefore would not be able to save my teammates with a sprite of some sort, especially if the other side is a bunch of area attack hitters. So, or area attack hitters, that's kind of redundant. So meanwhile, still looking for an attack. I have Frost Giant. You know what? I need to break through those shields if possible. Try to buy me some more time. You know what? Might as well use a pip, try to save, and we don't want a double smoke screen just yet. In fact, save all your pips at this point. Let's see what they're going to do. The middle one still needs to reshuffle the last one, I believe. Or the last one is saving up and going to use a reshuffle on herself. So let's see what's going on. He's going to try to remove any potential weakness or plagues that may be coming from us. And here comes a blade. She is still smoke screened. It's okay. I have an earthquake in hand. We can remove those extra blades if they're going to do a combo attack of some sort. And let's see. I'm still looking for that snow angel. Meanwhile, we're just going to try to break combos, allow Fallon to build up pips. They don't have any protection of some sort, basically we're waiting for them to strike first with some kind of combo, double smokescreen, ensuring that, hey, if they try to hit, they're up against chance. So here we go, a little luck getting through that smokescreen, double bladed, blubbled, gargantuan, perhaps, yeah, gargantuan frost giant. So them getting the first strike through that. Not able to find shields ourselves, but hoping that, you know, those smoke screens do prevent those players, or at least mess up any combos, like a triple hit that would end the battle. But already the first one's come out. We're still waiting on two of them, and oh man, she's getting her smoke screens busted off. So luckily she had 3 on top of her at that point. And he's getting one bursted out, and he is going to attack. He got lucky on that one too. So another bladed frost giant. I think Galen is going to be shot down too. So yep, unfortunately not able to stop them at this point, and I'm taking huge damage. Who knows what I've got, but I do not have enough ready for a heal of some sort. She's going to try to get rid of any smoke screens, and another blade. Hello. So knowing, okay, I'm going to have to go down in style somehow. I'm not going to be able to outlive these 3 with all their blades and all their hits. So gonna have to hope that they do not hit. And here comes the life dispel, knowing that I cannot rebirth at this point. So he broke through that smoke, got through, and was able to dispel. But you know what? They did well for going second, and for blade stacking and whatnot. And it was definitely a challenge throughout. So GG to them. So thanks for checking this video out. GG to everyone else, and hope this helped you in your battles. See ya.